This is Battlefront 2, a Star Wars Battlefield. By the end of its live service, Star Wars Battlefront 2 had established itself as the most immersive Star Wars experience. The spectacle of the front line, the battlefield's encounters with iconic characters. Yet, there are three key elements that make this game the most authentic Star Wars sandbox: its scale and chaos, role integration, and the sounds and visuals. One of the first things you will notice about Battlefront 2 is how big the battles feel. Background engagements play out far in the distance. In the sky, dogfights rage between X-Wings and TIE fighters, while troops on the ground hold contested command posts. Vehicles surge forward, and cutting through it all are the heroes, changing the tide of battle. Explosions overlap, blaster fire dots the battlefield, and even when you're involved in a small-scale skirmish, it is apparent that there is a larger war raging on around you. Games progress through a series of stages, which changes line of sight, objectives, and even the weather. Each map tells a mini Star Wars story through its phases. Geonosis feels like a reenactment of the final battle in Attack of the Clones. Crate recreates The Last Jedi, with the imposing First Order AT-ATs storming the Resistance fortification. This scale creates immersion because it mirrors the movies. The battles we saw in the films were layered and messy, an interplay of ground, air, and vehicle combat. And Battlefront 2 captures this better than any other Star Wars game. Capital supremacy, while not quite as sprawling, is entirely era accurate. Clones will only ever face droids, and rebels will only ever clash with the Empire. And this consistency goes a long way for immersion. While unfortunately this mode lacks a space to ship phase, the ships themselves are incredibly well designed. Interiors look like they were pulled straight from the source material. This immersion isn't just about scale, it's about accuracy. And Capital Supremacy nails that feeling of stepping straight into a specific era within the Star Wars universe. Both these modes capture scale in different ways. Galactic Assault with its cinematic chaos, and Capital Supremacy with its era accuracy and ship design. But scale alone isn't enough. What truly sells the fantasy is how every role on the battlefield, from basic troopers to Jedi legends, feel authentic to Star Wars. Every class, reinforcement, and hero in Battlefront 2 is authentic to the source material. The default trooper classes are more situational, but that's what makes them work. A specialist thrives at range, and a heavy can hold down an objective with sheer firepower. Each class has its limitations, but they can excel when played to their strength, just like real soldiers in a larger army. Reinforcements and heroes step up the power curve, but even then they are not invincible. An ARC trooper or commando droid can dominate the battlefield, but a few coordinated players can easily bring them down. Heroes may be the strongest units on the battlefield, but poor positioning or reckless play will still get them overwhelmed. This balance is what truly sells the immersion. Every role, from the basic clone trooper to the Jedi generals of the Republic, fit within the Star Wars universe. Yet what truly sells this authenticity is the attention to detail. Yoda is the only character able to absorb blasters and lightning without the use of a lightsaber. Vader and Anakin have extremely similar movesets. Commando droids have a vibroblade, and with the right star cards, can outmaneuver even a Jedi. Dooku fights like a fencer, and Obi-Wan has the highest defensive stamina, and Han even has his famous shoulder charge. Yet all of this authenticity would mean nothing if the game didn't look and sound like Star Wars. And this is where Battlefront 2 goes above and beyond. There is nothing quite like queuing into a hero showdown match on Crate, the twin suns just beginning to set, with the imposing AT-ATs looming in the background. The team used photogrammetry, a technique where thousands of photographs of real-world objects and surfaces are taken and then stitched together with software to create ultra-realistic 3D models. The game literally uses scanned images of real rock faces, dirt, metal, and foliage, and that's why the maps look so damn good, because they are grounded in real-world data. This also applies to the character models themselves. DICE had access to Lucasfilm's digital archives, and this is how the Clone Trooper armor, Naboo Palace interiors, and lightsabers are so accurate. And the outfits are interchangeable as well. We have Dooku in his PJs, Anakin and Obi-Wan's Clone Wars armor, Luke's farm boy appearance, and a ton of other trooper and reinforcement skin variations. And in the co-op mode, the bots will actually wear era-accurate outfits, a nice touch for immersion. Although it is insane that we never got a battle-damaged Darth Vader suit, yet it's not just how the game looks, it is how it sounds. The ignition and subsequent hum of a lightsaber, the chatter of infantry, and voice lines that trigger when certain units clash. The character dialogue is phenomenal. They got the voice actors from the Clone Wars to reprise their roles, with voice lines pulled straight from some of their most memorable moments. Hearing Obi-Wan taunt General Grievous, or Anakin and Dooku trading blows, is absolutely incredible. And then the background chatter from droids and clones is just the cherry on top. Although the state of the game at launch was absolutely horrendous, by the end of its live service, Battlefront 2 had developed, in my opinion, the most authentic Star Wars Battlefield ever. It may lack certain features that its predecessors possessed, yet overall, it truly nails the Star Wars experience. And even though at this point, its player base is looking like rock bottom city, I simply cannot stop playing this game, and it would be such a missed opportunity for EA not to allow DICE a third attempt at the Battlefront franchise. This is the closest we have ever come to stepping inside the Star Wars universe. And for a game that stumbled at launch, that redemption is almost as legendary as the battles themselves.